Welcome to Dr. Charles Speaks, a podcast for now. Dr. Charles is a nationally recognized Fortune 500 business leader, a former adjunct professor, speaker, and ministry founder. With over 30 years of exceptional performance in both business and ministry, he will share his profound approaches to developing successful leaders. Let's get motivated with Dr. Charles Speaks, inspiring excellence and generating results.
Good day, my friends. This is Dr. Charles. It's always a pleasure to come to you and talk to you about all of the great things about leadership and how we can make ourselves better and make others better around us and have a positive contribution into our community, into our society, and making the world better. This 15-minute talk is designed to get you fired up, get you inspired, get you to move off zero and start moving the scale and moving forward in a positive direction. That's what it's all about. The last talk on part one, I talked about passion, I talked about purpose, and I want to continue that conversation because we talked about discovering one's purpose, and life essentially boils down to finding those one or two things that are bigger than yourself and bigger than those around you. And remember, it's not about some great achievement. It's about merely finding a way to spend your limited amount of time well. I said before, you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win. You must prepare to win and expect to win. And we talked about on the last time, know your passion. What is it that you love? The secret to living, the dream, is hidden in your passion and what you do because of them. Just pick that one thing that you enjoy learning or you think you will enjoy learning. And don't ask yourself what the world needs, but rather ask yourself what makes you come alive. Well, I want to continue the discussion on that, purpose and passion, because every day, my friends, is a chance for you and me to get better. And I'm here today on the bullhorn saying, don't waste it. You know, if you could do one thing to transform your life, I would highly recommend it to find something that you're truly passionate about and that you do it for a living. Folks ask me, they say, well, have you thought about retiring? What do you think? Well, retirement is not in my dictionary. I strongly believe in following my passion from earth to heaven. I truly will blaze away versus wilting away on some couch. I'm here to tell you, folks, don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't even think about what can happen in a year. But I want you today to just focus on the 24 hours in front of you and do what you can to get closer to where you want to be. In order to have more than you got to become more than you are. Woo, let's say that again. To have more than you got to become more than you are. Someone put it this way. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you don't believe in yourself, guess what? You won't bet on yourself. And every single job that you do, everything that you contribute in each and every day is a self-portrait of the one who does it. Therefore, my friends, autograph your work and everything that you do with a spirit of excellence. No matter what the task is, no matter how small it may be, give it your best, do it your best, and continue to live on excellence. We say in our business when we finish our displays and our advertisement of our products with the point-of-sale materials, we step back from it and we take a picture of it and we call it fit to finish. It is excellent because all that we do, putting in all the hard work, why not add the bow and the cherry on top? How about that? Well, number two, I want to say to you, we cannot become what we need by remaining what we are. What do you mean, Dr. Charles? I'm simply just saying grow yourself every day. grow yourself every day. We say in our business, be the best among the best. The cream rises to the top. Be a continuous learner and be ready to mobile yourself and move to the places of opportunities that will even give you more ability to grow. A continuous learner, I've said to many before that graduated from college and they spent 4 years in the institution and learned quite a bit and graduated with a great GPA, wonderful. And they go and they pursue their first position right out of college to begin their career. I tell them, it doesn't stop there. You continue to learn. The difference is you paid to go to that great institution, and now that you started your career, that company is going to pay you to exemplify and demonstrate what it is that you learned in college, and then they're going to pour into you more training that you may continue to grow. I've said it before, I'll say it again. In order to earn more, what? What's the answer? You must learn more. So continuous learning is key. You know, someone said this, and I've said it. I can copy that again. What you study, my friends, is what you will become. Think about it. It's true. You study something every day. Let's just take something for 5 days in a row. You're reading up on leadership, transformational leadership, servanthood leadership, whatever you might be reading up on that has drawn your attention to. Stick with it for 4 or 5 days. Spend the time. I'm not talking about 10 minutes a day. I'm talking about a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours a day, and you're reading it. And at the end of the week, I guarantee you'll be able to write an essay. You'll be able to write an article. You'll be able to talk about it and feel something about it and help somebody when you talk about it to them. And so the day that you stop growing yourself, listen, is the day you forfeit your potential and the potential of your company, of your organization, of your club, of your fraternity, or your sorority. Never, ever stop growing, because growth, hear me, is not a destination, but rather it is a journey. Growth is not what you get, but rather what you become. And I'm telling you, I'm still growing, I'm still learning, I'm still becoming, and I'll continue to give back and to pour in to folks, because here's the key. Here's what I've learned, and I want you to get this too. I want you to be with the people who bring out the best in you. I'm not talking about the people that bring out the worst in you. Everybody can complain about something, but when you're positive and you have an optimistic point of view, be with those that bring out the best. Now, all the time, they're not going to tell you the things that you want to hear all the time. They're going to tell you the things that are going to help you. That's the kind of friendship I want. I want to be helped. As they say, feedback is a gift. Well, it is a gift, you know. And that's something that we want to do. So what are you going to do? You should identify mentors and invite them into your life. You want to get help, so seek out the helpers and then become a helper. How about that? Seek out the helpers and then become a helper. That's what I'm asking you to do. You know, John Maxwell, he talked about the rule of 5. Very simple, but it works as we continue to grow ourselves and to become better at what we do. He says, number 1, read. You've already heard me say what you study is what you become. Well, pick up something of interest to you. We're talking about passion, something that you're very interested in, and begin to read it and then write down the things. There's something about when you read something and then you write it down. I know with me, when I read something that becomes an aha moment, I take my highlighter and I highlight it. And it's something about when I highlight it, it sticks with me. I don't know what it is, but it's just, I put a highlighter and I highlight it. But John Maxwell says, write it down. And I write things down, or I type it in on my notes on my phone, and I save it for later. And that's the third thing, file it. And you'll be able to recall it when you need to. Someone calls you up and says, hey, can you talk to us about such and such? And you have it already filed away, and then you just begin to study what you already learned, and then you can add some things to it, and that will help you. So number 1, we said read. Number 2, we said write. Number 3, file it away. Number 4, think. You should take time in the day, and this is where you can reflect. I know during the time of the pandemic, it forced people to think. to reflect because you couldn't go anywhere. Everything was closed. But that was the good thing about it, is that it made us look within inside ourselves and to plan what we could do and what we could do on the other side of the pandemic. But the point of the matter is you should take time out to think. And then having the process of thinking, what questions can we ask? We ask questions, and then we can, when we run into someone who knows more than we know, we could ask them those questions. Someone who's been there, done that. Someone who's made it to the mountaintop and on their way down to, and we meet them along the way and we come across their path. They could tell us something, because we will then transform from living and learning to learning and living. Did you hear what I said? We can learn and live versus living and learning. There's a difference. I used to live and learn pretty much all my life and got the scars and the bumps and bruises from them. But I've come now to tap in on the experiences of others that can lend me some information and share it with me, and then process it. I can become a wiser person by simply learning and living. Well, that next point I want to talk to you about with the time that we have left is, listen, don't fear failure, but rather fear being in the exact same place next year as you are today. That would be a sad commentary if we have not made any improvement. You know, I'll say it again. Don't fear failure. Fear being in the exact same place next year as you are today. Because the day you stop growing yourself, I said it, what's the answer? Is the day you forfeit your potential. Forfeit your potential. Because the reality is true success is not necessarily about being the best at all costs. It's about doing your best at all times. That's what I strive for every day. I don't always hit 100% every day, but I'm certainly striving. I have good intentions to do my best at all times. Jim Rome, he said it this way. You've heard me say it. I'll say it again. To have more, you got to become more than you are. But here is the dilemma. The only person who is holding you back is you. Did you hear me? So therefore, my friends, do not put an expiration on your dreams, on your purpose, your passion, but I want you to follow it and do it until it works. That is the key. Well, what have I been saying with all of the talking that I've been doing today? I'm simply saying to you these things here. You and me, we were made to have meaning. For without purpose, life is meaningless. And a meaningless life is a life without hope and significance. Rick Warren, those were the words from him. So I am saying to you, cultivate an inward determination to succeed. Growth is not a destination. I said it is a journey. Growth is not what you get, but is what you become. And I conclude here with what John Maxwell said. He said, I believe that when you follow the path of wanting to make a difference by doing something that makes a difference, with people who make a difference at a time that makes a difference, my friends, you can change the world and make it a better place. It has been a pleasure talking to you today. I certainly hope I have inspired you with these messages on passion and purpose. You got a reason to believe and you got a reason to achieve. My friends, until next time, you've been listening to Dr. Charles. Now let's go make it a great day. God bless you.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Speaks. Visit drcharlesred.com for booking info for your ministry, business, or leadership team. Get info about the Red Line, a 15-minute corporate success call each Monday morning with Dr. Charles. Follow Dr. Charles on all social media at Dr. Charles Red. Subscribe to the podcast here for every episode of Dr. Charles Speaks. Thanks for joining us. Like Dr. Charles always says, no matter what, never, never, never give up. Until next time.